All right, Fitspo Friday. Todd teed me up really nicely this week, I have to say, because what I was planning on talking about fits in exactly with, if you remember, he said, why wait until January 1st to do what you could start December 1st, right? Why put off today, what you can do, or tomorrow, what you want to do tomorrow, today, what you can do today. So, but more importantly, and this is, I started working with our team last year in the finance department. More importantly, we all have these big goals. It's December. We start thinking about our New Year's Eve resolutions, the goals we want to achieve in our business and our health and vitality and our relationships and all the things, right? Our finances. But we just wake up January 1st, kind of blurry eyed, depending on what you did the night before. And then you just throw a whole bunch of stuff at it. Instead, why not start just at least laying the foundation now so you can hit the ground running on January 1st. You already know your roadblocks. You already know what you want to do. You already break it down into actionable steps, right? So the biggest mistake I see in my line, especially of health coaching, is, all right, I want to lose 30 pounds. Okay. And here's what I want to do. I just had this conversation a couple of days ago. I will not name this person, but I'm going to do the rowing machine 3 days a week for 30 minutes, and I'm going to run 5 miles 2 days a week. Awesome. I want to lose 30 pounds. Okay. How much cardio are you doing now? 1 day a week, maybe 20 minutes to an hour. Well, that seems like you're just setting yourself up for failure, right? You're just going to throw a whole bunch of stuff when you could just make incremental increases in the cardio you do. And that's where your goal can be, is to get there. But if you try to do that right now, why do you think something like 92% of all New Year's Eve or New Year's resolutions are not met, or the people fail? So when we think about our goals, I want you to think big. I want, the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goals. Think big. But when you think about making progress towards those goals, you need to think small and break it down into actionable steps, right? So it's achieving your goals is simply an aggregation of marginal gains. So you heard about the joys in the journey, right? The joys in the journey. No, it's not. I hate that saying. The joy is not in the journey. The joy is losing the 30 pounds, right? But if that's your goal, but you can find reasons in the journey to be joyful, or things to be joyful about during the journey in that pursuit of excellence. I'm going to steal this quote from John Maxwell I heard on a podcast yesterday. Excellence isn't about radical change. Excellence is a commitment to accruing small improvements every day, right? 1% better every day. 1%. That's it. That's all. Ryan Brown, young Ryan, birthday boy, when talking about, I opened a Ameritrade account to show Cole about, investing and whatnot. And he's like, the goal is just 1% a day. Just 1% a day. You're not trying to pick the stock that's going to go through the roof and you're going to make a bunch of money. I'm not, that person. It's just 1% a day. Right. So, the difference between making a choice, though, here's where it gets hairy. That's 1% better or 1% worse on any given day is relatively insignificant and very easy to dismiss. Do I want to have a glass of wine, or do I want to go to bed at 9:30? I mean, I want to have a glass of wine. I'm not going to lie. It would be better for me to go to bed at 9:30. Do I want to watch the news, get on my Facebook, or do I want to read 10 pages, heck, 2 pages of a book that's going to help me, whatever my goals are, if it's finance or nutrition or whatnot, right? So I'm going to show you this, the power of these tiny gains, because it's also true on the flip side. So it doesn't seem like a big deal in the moment, right? A glass of wine here, go to bed at 9:30. But if you keep making a 1% better choice, you can see this graph. And then, but you can also, the same is true on the flip side if you make the worst choice every single day. So let me share my screen. Maybe I need to minimize you guys. Share?
Yep.
Oh,
you're sharing it.
where the heck? Stop share.
Oh.
Ah, what happened? My Google thing just totally shut down. I can't share now. All right, so I'm gonna work on pulling that up. Boy, I had it all teed up. So so what happens though if you have a 1% better choice every single day? It's about a 38% increase in where you started in the beginning of the year to where you end up, right? But if you choose to make the opposite choices every single day, all right, I got it up here now. It's about a 1,500 or 1,500 time difference. Okay. There. Do you see this? Am I seeing the graph? Okay, so 1%, you see this graph right here, right? This is making a 1% better choice every day. I'm going to read 2 pages instead of watch the news. I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to start my morning with God. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go to the gym instead of thinking about it. I'm going to just do, I'm going to, even if it's, I'm going to do a push-up instead of sit on the couch and eat chips. Just all of these things. Or I'm just gonna, just 1% worse, just 1% worse. And then look at this, where you end up. Look at how far these guys are. That's 1,500 times apart, or 1,500x difference, you know? So you want to continue just to master the art of showing up. We tend to be all or nothing about our habits, right? I wanna lose 30 pounds, so I'm gonna work out, or I'm gonna do the rowing machine 30 minutes 3 times a week and run 5 miles 2 days a week. But it's not about all or nothing. It's those small incremental gains. So if you just start stacking those tiny habits, I'm going to add, you know, I want to go to bed. I want to wake up at 2 hours earlier. So tomorrow I'm going to wake up 5 minutes earlier. And then the next day, 5 minutes earlier. And you just stack those tiny habits. You start to identify with that person that makes the better choices. You start to identify with that person that goes to the gym, that works out, that if you want to write a book, write a sentence, 1 sentence, and then write another one the next day. Maybe write 2 sentences, then write 3. You start identifying as a writer, right? You start to embody the traits and characteristics. And bonus points if you start surrounding yourself with the people that already embody what you want to achieve. Hire a coach, read books. The difference between top performers, those high achievers, and just the average person isn't that they don't make the 1% worst choices ever. It's that we are quicker to reclaim our habits, so our slip-ups aren't setbacks. So I have a challenge for you. There's 5 weeks in December. If we start laying the foundation for our goals that we want to achieve in 2022 now, so start identifying the roadblocks, identifying the goals, but breaking it down into actionable steps, then you are all going to crush it. You are all going to be high achievers. So my challenge to you is, I did this distinctive life journal, and it's just a journal kind of prompting you through who you are, what your values are, your core values to achieve your goals. Because if I want to have a glass of wine or go to bed at 9:30, if I don't have something that's more emotional tied to that, like I want to go to bed at 9:30 because I want to wake up in the morning so I can cook this dinner for my kids or breakfast for my kids, and then and I want to save money and not buy the wine, or and you get just real narrowly focused on your why. And I know that sounds cliche and maybe trite, but it is so true. If I look at that glass of wine and I think I'm not going to show up as the wife, mom, friend, business owner, whatever, as I want to, it's not 1 glass of wine anymore. It's so much bigger than that. I mean, it might be a big glass of wine, but it's even bigger than that. So the first part on this distinctive life journal is identifying your core values. And I've got a whole 3 pages of core values just to prompt you if you want to go through them. And then I challenge you to narrow them down to 10, then narrow them down to 3, and really get specific. And so here, if you're going to join this challenge, email me your core values. And then every week we're going to just build on it and then build on that, and get your goals and then make them smart goals, right? Not naive goals. And I'll bring that up when we start talking about SMART goals, because I've got a little acronym for naive goals. But whoever completes the challenge and finishes, I will personally coach you for 2022 for free. So not all of, I will choose one, but I hope I get a whole bunch of people that I have to choose from. And then who knows, maybe I'll just be, a sucker and just take on a few more. But I really want you guys to achieve your goals. I really want you all to crush 2022. And I want you to achieve the goals for you that you want, not because you think somebody else wants you to do that. I don't want to read 10 books because Todd is going to read 5 and I'm competitive. I want to read 10 books because I want to grow from the 10 books. This is what I'm saying. So that said, please reach out to Shannon. I'll send you the Distinctive Life Journal. It's a PDF. You guys can print it off or do it online. But I hope I get a bunch of people to join me in this. I cannot wait. And as always, y'all, be distinctive.